Hi everyone, my name is Celeste Woodside and I am a brand strategist at Helium Strategic. One of the ways that I help my clients is by building websites for their business. I exclusively design websites in Squarespace. I have designed websites in other platforms, and for a variety of reasons, Squarespace has risen to the top as my favorite platform to design websites for my clients. Today, I'm going to be designing a website for Jessica Saylor, who is a massage therapist and owner of Mind and Moon Massage. Jessica recently created this website on her own on another platform and has run into some limitations with what she can do with that platform for her website. And so she was looking for a little bit of help. I thought this was a great opportunity for me to show you how to start your own website on Squarespace. It's actually really easy, so let's get started. So here we are on the main page of Squarespace when you type in squarespace.com. The first thing that you'll do is click Get Started. When you get to this first page, you're first prompted to choose a template. Squarespace has pre-designed templates for a variety of business types, which can make it really easy for you to brainstorm and get ideas and edit the templates and make them your own. Oftentimes I use a blank template. I like to kind of start from scratch and build the site how I want it to look. But for a lot of people, if you don't have a design background or you don't consider yourself to be really creative or you're really apprehensive about how to approach building a website, then starting with a design is a really great way to get you started. So in this case, Jessica has a service-based business. So I'm going to look at professional services. And you'll see each template has a name. And you can go into the template. This looks like it would be very appropriate. And now we're going to need to create an account for Jessica and her business. So I'm going to put in her name and her email address. And a password. And now we're in where we can start building a website. So we're going to call this Mind and Moon Massage. We're going to exit out of all these tutorials because I'm going to walk you through it. So here we are on the main design page of Squarespace, and I'm just going to walk you through right now the different sections that you'll see on the page. Here you'll see an edit button. This is to edit the page that you're currently on. Here is the title of the page that you're currently on and the status of the page, whether it's in draft mode or published. Over here, you see a mobile phone icon. This is really important to preview how your site will look on a mobile, because as we talked about before, so many people are going to be viewing your website on mobile, so it's really important to make sure that it looks good. You can use this button to toggle between mobile version and desktop version. This button here allows you to preview your site full screen so you can see what it's going to look like when people come to your website without the menus on the side. Over here is all of your site settings, and this area here is the main design area where you design the page that you're working on. So the first thing that I want to do with Jessica's website is apply her branding, because that right away is going to make this site start to feel like her own. Earlier this week, I designed a logo for Jessica's business, and I'm anxious to see how it looks on the site. So let's get it up there. First thing you'll do is click Edit Site Header, and you'll see here it says Site Title and Logo. We already know that our site title is Mind and Moon Massage, but you could change that here. And here is where we are going to add a logo. So I'm clicking the plus sign and upload file. Here is my logo file for Mind and Moon Massage, and it's going to pop it in. You'll see that the logo is now on the website. It's over here. You can barely see it. So now we're going to play around with it so that it is more prominent in the header. So the first thing we'll do is change the height to something we can see. And then below you'll see mobile logo max height. So we'll click on the mobile version, click on edit site header, click on site title and logo. And here we can play around with the size of the logo in the mobile version. That looks good for now. So now I really want to see that logo in the center of this header. So over here, we click on this desktop icon, and this gives us options for the header layout. So when we click on that, you'll see different layout options. So logo on the left with the button on the right and the main navigation menu here. This one, the main navigation, is more over on the left. Here is the one that I'm interested in. In fact, I would really like to try this one where the logo is in the middle, the main navigation links are directly underneath it, and then a button, if we choose to use it, would be over on the right-hand side. So let's try that. That already looks way better. So I'm also going to change the size of the logo. I want to make it a little bit smaller. Well, it looks pretty good for now. The title is a little bit small, and it could be that I just need to redesign this logo so the title is a little bit bigger, but for now we're going to leave it. It looks pretty good. So the next thing we're going to do is add Jessica's social media links to this header up here. So we go to Elements, Edit Social Links, and you'll see right now they have links in that go to Squarespace's social media. But if you click on Facebook and then go up to Facebook and grab the link to Jessica's Facebook page, and then go back here, pop it in, save. Now we can do Instagram the same way. We'll go up to Instagram and grab her Instagram profile link. Copy, paste, save. Now if we save it and preview it, we can see that when we click on this link, it will take us to Jessica's Instagram profile and so on with the Facebook. The next thing that I want to do to make Jessica's website more branded to her business is apply a color palette that we created for her brand. This is a mood board that we made in Canva, and I hope to do a tutorial on how to do this at another time. But the mood board shows an interior picture of her office, a nice picture of Jessica, the logo that we created, and then down here is the palette of colors that we've chosen for her to use in all of her branding. So I'm going to grab these hex codes. The hex code is a numerical value that Squarespace will recognize as this color here. So we're going to copy and paste this number, and we're going to bring it back into Squarespace. So from here, we're going to click on Design, Site Styles, and Colors. Here you'll see the palette that already exists for this template, but now we're going to go in and make it our own. So we're going to click on Edit Palette. I'm going to leave white and I'm going to leave black because you're going to use those colors when you're designing your website. It's always good to have basic black, basic white. So it's these three colors here that I'm going to edit. So I'm going to go back to the mood board, And I'm going to choose, for now I'm just going to take this color and I'm going to put it here in the middle. So I'm going to select this, I'm going to paste in the hex code and then click outside of it. Now you'll see that color is applied. I'm going to go back, I want to grab that mustard color and we're going to put that one here. And then I want this one to be that dark inky blue. So now all the colors, with the exception of the light gray in this palette, are applied as the color palette for the website. And I think that's okay for now, that the gray isn't there. Below, you'll see customize your themes. What is a theme? Each section of the website that you build, you can apply a color theme. So for this one, it's darkest one. So if we go into darkest one, we'll see that the settings for this template are that the site title will be white, the navigation links will be white, the section background will be black, and so on and so forth. Titles, text, links, etc. So when you get in a little bit further into the design and you start adding multiple sections to your website, this will come more into play as you want one section to stand out from another. But for now, we're just going to leave everything as it is and move on to the next thing. Okay, the next thing we want to look at is the fonts of the website. So we click on Design, Site Styles, and Fonts. And you'll see that this is the current font pack that is applied to the site right now. If you look down below, you'll see how those fonts are being applied to the site. So headings are all in this Granville font. Paragraphs are in Brandon Grotesque. Buttons are in Granville, Miscellaneous, etc. If you go into headings, you can even customize it a little bit further, change the weight. So you'll see that it's a little lighter. I'm going to change it back to 700 because I like the way that that looked. Can be a normal or italic. I'll keep it at normal. You can change the line height. So that's kind of the spacing between the lines. Letter spacing, that's the spacing in between the letters. You can make it so everything is always in uppercase or always in lowercase, or the first letter of each word is always capitalized. And then you can change the size of the 4 variations of headings that you can have across your site. So this is a heading 1, but later on you might want to have a heading to a paragraph that's a little bit smaller than a main heading like this. So that would be like a heading 3 or a heading 4. And this is where you change the size of those headings. So if we go back and click on Switch, we can see that there are many different font pack combinations. So we're using this one, but if we were to change it to Grange Extended, you would see that now this font is the heading font and this font is the paragraph font. So for Jessica's site, we want to choose something that goes well with the massage industry. I really liked the template font actually, but let's see if there's something that looks a little bit better. We also want to choose something that matches the style of her brand. So let's see. I just like to look through and see how it looks on the website. That doesn't look right. That looks good, actually. The title is way too big, but I like the style of this font. It kind of reminds me of this font in this picture that she has hanging in her office. So let's try that. But I want to go back and change the size of this heading. It is enormous. Something a little bit smaller. And I don't like this font. So you can see that this is the secondary font. I don't like the way that it looks. And you can actually go in and change it. So right now it's this active grotesque. So we can click on it and then click on font family and browse all fonts and then find something that looks a little bit better. Since this is a serif font, I want to find one that is sans serif because I like to mix. So let's try something light. Light but readable. It's a little too bold. I like that, Montserrat. So we'll keep that. So now we have our fonts, we have our colors, and the next thing we're going to move on with is animations. So animations are transitions that change how the elements on the pages of your website appear to the person viewing your website. Right now there are none, but we could change it to fade. So you see the elements kind of fade in, scale, they start small and get bigger, slide, they'll slide up from the bottom. I often don't use animations, but for this website, because it's a massage website, there is something kind of nice about the fading in of the elements. So let's look at it again. We'll go to none, change it to fade. It looks nice. So down here, you can change the speed at which those transitions happen. Fast, they kind of really pop in quickly. Slow looks nice. I think I'm going to keep slow for this website. And then we go back. The last thing I want to talk about is buttons. I went in and added a button to our header, and I first want to show you how I did that. So we'll go back to pages. We'll click on edit on the home page. Click on edit site header, and we'll go to elements, and you'll see up here there is a button to add a button. So if we turn it off, the button disappears. Turn it back on, there it is. So now we can go back to site styles and change how the buttons on our website look. So we'll go back to the menu, design, site styles, button. So from here, we can change whether or not it's an outline or a solid button. And then we can change the shape, square, rounded, pill-shaped, oval, underline, petal. I am gravitating towards this, petal-shaped with an outline. And just to remind you, if you went back to fonts, you could see that this is the font that it's choosing for our button. And I want to change that to this Montserrat that we picked. So I'm going into buttons and I'm going to change it to Montserrat. Go back. You'll notice on hover, the button, save it so you can see. And then we'll preview. And you'll see that the button turns white. So now the button doesn't go anywhere because it's not set up. So why don't we set it up? Let's click on the button. We'll go back to Pages, Edit, Edit Site Header, Elements, Button. You'll see here it says Get Started, and that's what we see that the button says. So let's change it to Book an Appointment. Now Jessica's going to be using an outside booking service for her clients to book appointments with her. We don't have that link yet, but when we do, we'll pop it in here. And then when someone clicks on this Book an Appointment button, it will take them directly to that booking site. So for now, we'll just save it. So right now, this is a one-page website. It's just this main page here. So you don't see any navigation links under the logo like we wanted. So we need to go ahead and add a page. So over in this design menu, if we click on Pages, you'll see two sections, Main Navigation and Not Linked. You'll see the home page is currently listed under Not Linked. If I moved home up into the main navigation, now you'll see it pops up under the logo. But we don't want a home button in our main navigation, so we're going to keep it under Not Linked. And we're going to click plus to add a page. So you have a couple of options here, blank page, page layout. So if you click on page layouts, you'll see there are already some kind of pre-designed options. General, appointment, about. We're going to choose about because we're going to make an About Jessica page right now. So let's start with this one. And we're going to call it About. And then there's going to be a little gear icon here. So we're going to click on that. And this is going to bring up some of the page settings specific to this page. So this page title is About. We want it to say About at the navigation. We could also have it say About Jessica. URL slug. So that's the link when someone views it in a browser. It would be www.mindandmoonmassage.com/about. You can change that to be something different if you want. Enable the page. If you have it disabled, people can't see it. You could make it password protected. We're not going to do any of that. And we're not going to do any of these things for now. We're just going to create the page. So we'll click Save. So now you see that the page is white. And that's because if we look at site styles, remember, and go to colors, we'll be able to see that this page is using the lightest 2 template. And I actually really like the way that it looks. However, I know that from Jessica's site that she created for herself, it had a really dark feel to it. And I really like the way that that looks too. So I want to make it be something that matches her style. So I'm going to try this one. So to do that, I will click Edit. And this is a section right here. And this is also a section, and this is also a section, the footer. So if we're going to change the color, we can change the color of just this section. Everything from this add a section to this add a section. So I'm going to click the little pencil icon and I'm going to choose colors. And I'm going to choose this bright 2. That looks good. So now we can go in here and we can edit this text, and we'll say Jessica Saylor. Now I'm going to go to her website. I'm going to go to her current about page, and I am going to just grab the text that she already has. So I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it. And get rid of some of the space here. And I'm going to take out this title. So the next thing we're going to do is add Jessica's picture. So we come down to image and click on the plus sign. We're going to upload a file. So I have this file here, and we upload it. Now it's there, and we can click on image and click on the pencil icon to edit, and there's a couple of different things that we can do here. So if we click on edit, it brings up a pretty basic editing menu. We can change the brightness, contrast, saturation if we want to try to make the picture look different. I think it's beautiful as it is, so I'm not going to change anything. We can crop it. So we can, right now it's set to this kind of rectangle, but we can do custom and bring in just the sides or the top, or we can make it square. Sometimes people like all the images on their website to be square. I'm going to keep the original. I like it. I think it's a good composition. There's some filters. I, to be honest, never use these, but we could try one out to see how it looks. Brightens it up a little bit. Or we can make it black and white. I'm just going to keep it how it is because I think it's beautiful. And then we'll click save. And then we can add a description under the image, but I'm actually going to turn the caption off. So we can do caption below, caption overlay. You know, we could say in here, Jessica Saylor. Caption overlay and hover, so when people hover over it, her name would appear. But I'm actually going to turn this off as well. We could also have the image link to anywhere, somewhere else in the site, somewhere off the site, but we're going to just keep it the way that it is. And then the design, we have a couple of options here. We can do poster, so then we could have some text on here as well. Card would put text off to the side. Overlap would overlap the image with some text. Collage adds this little box. But we are going to keep it just as it is. Now I kind of want to move the picture so it's more towards the top. So you see these little plus signs. These are places within the page where we could insert text, an image, a video. So you can also, I'm going to grab this. You see the little hand pops up. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to drag it up. I'm going to grab it again. I'm going to put it right under here. I'm actually going to change this to LMT MLD C. I'm going to change this heading to something a little smaller, and then I'm going to take this out. So now we have Jessica's name and title, a nice picture of her, and the bio that she wrote for herself. And I think that looks great. So you'll see there's these other sections on the page. This section we don't need, so we're going to just delete it. We're going to come up here and do save. Go back to pages. And now you see we have a page about Jessica. and it's on the main navigation. If we took it, moved it under not linked, it would not be a part of the main navigation, but we could link to it. For example, if this said about Jessica, we could make this button go to that page. But I want it in the main navigation so everybody can learn about her right away. So the next page I want to create on Jessica's website is a contact page. People need to know how to get a hold of her to book appointments with her. So we're going to hit the plus and we are going to choose a page layout. We're going to do a contact page. Now these pre-built contact pages are great because some of them have forms built into them already. But we're going to choose one that doesn't have a form, and then I'll show you how to add a form. So let's choose this one, and we'll call it contact. And all this looks good. And let's just change this to contact Jessica. And we need an image for this page. So I always recommend to clients that you use your own images when you have them. It's awesome if you can get a photographer to take custom pictures for you, or even if you take some nice ones yourself. In this case, Jessica doesn't have any images outside of her bio photo and some pictures of the interior of her space. So we need to find an outside resource. There are a lot of different websites that offer royalty-free photography, and one of my favorite is Unsplash. So we're going to go over here and look for an image to use on that contact page. So I'll come in here and the first thing I'll try is, let's say, contact. And we'll see what comes up. These ones at the top are images you have to pay for, but everything below results for contact on Unsplash are royalty-free images. So I'm going to scroll down and see if there's something that kind of goes with the massage website, but visually indicates that this is the contact page. So, still looking. I'm also kind of looking for images that feel like they would belong with her branding and her colors. So, let's see. I'm going to scroll back up to the top because I feel like even the first image, I kind of like this. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click download for free. And then I'm going to go back to the website. Edit. Replace. Upload file. Downloads. Find the image. And we'll put that in for now. Jessica might change it later. That's totally fine. So then we're done with that. Contact Jessica. So now in here, we're just going to edit this information. So I believe it is mindandmoonmassage@gmail.com. We'll find her. Phone number. I don't think she has an address yet on her site, so I'm going to leave it blank for now. I'm going to put in Greater Boston area. And then I'm going to take these links out because she has her icons at the top, and so she doesn't need them. So the next thing I'm going to do is add a contact form so people can contact Jessica directly from her website. So I'm going to come down here, I'm going to click on the plus, and I am going to add a form. So here you'll see form name, we'll call it website contact. And you can change the button from submit to send. You can change it to be whatever you want it to be. We'll keep it as submit. And then in here you can edit what fields the form has. Right now it's first name, last name, email, subject line, message. Honestly, that's perfect. We can also add in, let's add in a phone number. So if people want to call back. So we'll put it, we can grab it. We can grab it here and move it up underneath email address. You can also decide whether a field is a required field or not. So maybe you don't need a subject line. So if you change it from required to not required, now you'll see that it doesn't have the asterisk next to it like the others do. But we're going to keep that one required, and we're actually going to make phone required as well. And then the next thing you'd want to do is click on storage, and you'll see that it is forwarding all of these forms once they're submitted to Mind and Moon Massage. And you can change that to be connected to email marketing websites if you have that. You can also turn on the Google reCAPTCHA if you want people to prove that they're not a computer. But we're going to keep it off for now. And we're going to click done and saved. So now we have a contact page that has a picture, contact Jessica with her contact information, and a form that potential clients could fill out to ask Jessica questions. The other thing I want to add to this page, in between the contact form and this image above, I want to add a line just to kind of divide up the page a little bit. And then the other thing that's kind of bothering me is this is really big. So here's where you can use spacers. So if you click on the plus sign and you click on spacer, it brings up this little blank space. So I'm actually going to do 2 of them. I'm going to create another one. Now you can grab your spacer with the little hand icon and you can move it around the page. I'm going to move one over here. You see this blue bar is popping up. It's showing you where the spacer is going to go, and I don't want it to go all the way up that high. I just want it to be in line with this picture. So now you see it's in line with just the picture block. So I'm going to put one there, and then I'm going to grab one side of it to make it a little smaller. And then I'm going to take the other spacer and put it on the other side. And then I'm going to make that one a little smaller as well. So now this is like more centered on the page. It's not so heavy. And I actually, no, I'm going to leave that. So now we've got contact Jessica. I'm going to pull this out a little bit. No, what I'm going to do is I'll change this to heading 3. There we go. And I don't think this period needs to be there. And this is not fitting either. So let's call this paragraph 3. That is teeny tiny, way too small. So I feel like we need a little more space here. So we're going to have to pull this out. That looks good. And then we have our line and we have our form. And then we can see what it looks like on a mobile. So someone comes to this page, they see the image, contact Jessica, her email address, phone number, and they can fill in and submit the form right here. Okay, so the contact page is complete. And if we click on the logo, it takes us to the home page. Now we see we have contact and about Jessica in the main navigation. I actually want to switch those around so that the about comes first. So I'm going to grab it and move it above contact, and now about and contact. The about and contact links are below the logo. So the next thing I want to work on is the footer. So the page footer exists on every single page of your website. So I am going to add a section. I'm going to add a footer, and you can see there's a couple of different options here. If Jessica was going to collect email addresses for a newsletter, she could put in a box to add that here. I want to make hers just really basic. So I'm going to choose, I think I'm going to choose this one. So now we'll go in and edit it. So we're going to call this Mind and Moon Massage. We're going to change this to Greater Boston area. And I don't actually know what Jessica's hours are, and I don't think she has them published on her site right now. Let me just look. Nope. So we're going to take that out for now. I'm in the way again. And I want her social icons to be here, but I want it to be a little different. So I'm going to take this out, and then I'm going to add social links. So you see her social links are already here, saved in her website. So we don't have to re-add them. And then we can choose how we want the buttons to look. Circles, this is a rounded one. They can be knockout, outline, solid. I think I'm going to do outline. And I like this sort of rounded square. And then we can change what size they are. We can make them really big. We can make them really small. I kind of like this. And now I'm going to grab this section. I'm actually just going to put it under here. And then if we click on edit again, we can change. Right now they're centered in this block. So we can change the alignment so that they're right underneath the other contact information here. Now I also want to put her logo in the footer. So I'm going to click add again. I'm going to do image, add an image, upload file, and I'm going to find her logo files. And I'm actually going to do this one. Just a different version of her logo. And take the caption off. And I'm going to have it just link to the home page. So I click on the gear icon. We can put in a web address that will take it to any web address that we indicate. Or if we go to page and do search, it's going to search the pages on her website. And so we're going to do home and save. Now I don't want it to be up here. I want it to be to the right of this contact information. So again, we're going to grab it with the hand icon and now you'll see this blue line is showing that it's in line with all the text that's on the left. So we're going to drop it in there. And I'm actually going to edit it. And I'm going to crop it just a little bit. Custom brings in just a little bit on the sides. Save, save. This logo, for some reason, is really grainy, and so I'm actually not going to use it. So I'm going to replace it. I'm going to upload a file. I'm going to do the logo that we used at the top. It's still going to link to the home page. And it's huge, so I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to add in a spacer. I'm going to put that spacer in between these two things. And now that I see this, it makes me want to actually put this logo in the middle. I'm going to put over here, and I'm going to put the spacer in between here. I'm going to add another spacer over here. Now it's kind of the center of the page. And I'm going to add a spacer here. And I'm going to add text over on this side, and I'm going to put in some links to the other pages on her website. So it's kind of a secondary navigation. So if we do about and link it, we'll link it to page on her website, about, apply, oops, page, about, save, apply, and I want it to go over to the right. And then now we can add contact, link, page, contact, save, apply, and then move it over. I think we can get rid of this. Move this over. I might even be able to get rid of these at this point. I'd like to use these spacers sometimes just to help me organize the space a little bit. But now you can see we don't need them. And then the other thing we can talk about while we're here is padding. So padding is how much extra space there is at the top and bottom of a section. And so in order to change that, you click on the pencil icon and you do section height. So right now it's small, medium, large. But then you can click on these three dots and you can actually sometimes make it smaller. So you can see now that the Mind and Moon massage is much closer to the top. This header, I like there to be a little bit of space. So I'm going to put it about there. Content width is the same thing. So if I click on small, it's going to condense all this more towards the center of this section. Medium, large. Again, you can make it custom. I like it kind of out towards the side, but not all the way. So I'm going to put it about there. Then content alignment is how these elements sit in this section relative to the top and bottom, left and right. So we could content align everything to the top, bottom, left, right, but I like to have everything center. So now we can save, and now we have a header. And this is the main page, but if you go over to another page on the site, like the contact page, you'll see that the header is there. Now, one thing I want to edit about this header, now that I see it, or the footer, I want to change the colors. And I'm going to do this dark 2. So that's that inky blue that we added when we added in her custom colors. I love that. That looks way better. So that actually makes me want to change the header to this dark color as well, because it looks so good. So I'm going to do edit site header. I'm going to do style. And it was in this dynamic style, but I'm going to change it to theme, and that will allow us to apply our color palette to it. So I'm going to do dark 2, and I love that. So we're going to leave that. So now where are we at? Click save. So if we preview our website, we have, let's preview. We've got this main page, which we haven't edited the content of yet. We have our header. We have a couple of navigation links. We have a book an appointment button. We've got links to her social. People can click on contact to find her contact information and fill out a form to get in touch with her. They can learn more about her and connect to her social accounts. Now that I'm looking at this, I no longer like the green of this section. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to change it to lightest 2. That's way better. And then we can go over to Jessica's website and see what other things does she have that we don't have yet on her site. So she has some recent news, some information, services. It would be great to get a services menu on her website. So let's go back, and we're going to create. So we have a blank page, page layouts, scheduling, blog, store, portfolio, events, videos, folder. Let's create a folder. I don't think ultimately we'll end up doing her service menu this way, but this would be a good way to show you how to add a folder. So if we add a folder to the main navigation and call it services. So now we have the services folder, and we need to add individual service pages under this folder. So we click on this little arrow. We see that it's empty. We can click add a page, blank page. So let's go over to Jessica's services and look at the first one. The first one is therapeutic massage. So we'll grab that. We're going to call this page therapeutic massage. Navigation title, therapeutic massage. The slug will be therapeutic massage. So what we're going to do, it's enabled, save it. And now, before we edit that page, let's add more services. So then we have manual lymphatic drainage. So this page, we're going to call manual lymphatic drainage. also have hot stone massage. Craniosacral. Sports massage with assisted stretching. I think ultimately it will be better for all of these services to be on one page, but I just wanted to set it up this way just to give you an example of what a folder of links would look like on your main navigation. So now if we preview the site, services is in the main navigation, and if we hover over it, we can see that all these pages exist in this folder. So we could click on a page. Right now it's blank, but once this page is built out, it will take you to information about hot stone massage. Okay, I took a short break from the video to touch base with Jessica, show her what we have on her website already, get some feedback, and find out anything else that's missing that she wanted to see on her website. We've swapped out the stock image that was in the template we started with this image that matches her branding. And you'll see here we had built the folder of services, and I decided to create an anchor link. So that's a link where if you click on this service menu, it'll jump down to another section on this page and create an accordion menu of her services. I've created 2 separate videos for you. I didn't want them to take up time in this video, but I have a video about how to create an anchor link and a separate video about how to create an accordion block in Squarespace. So I will link those here. I'll link them in the description below. You can check them out. But for now, I will show you what they look like. So when I click on services, the anchor link takes me down to this section that's just below. It's on the main page, where I've created this accordion block of all of Jessica's services. The accordion block is set up that when you click on one of the services, you can click here, 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 anywhere on the block. It will expand, tell you how much her rates are for that service, and a short description of what that service is. This accordion block is set up that when you open a different item on the block, it will close the one that you had previously opened. So that is a really nice, quick way for people who are on the site thinking about booking with Jessica to get right to her services. And then of course I've created a book an appointment button right below, call to action. So they've learned about her service, they know how much it costs, and they're ready to take action. So they're going to click that button to book an appointment with Jessica. Okay, this website is in pretty good shape. We've got a logo, we have appointments to book buttons, we have social icons, we have a menu, we have a place where clients can contact Jessica, a nice homepage, and now we just need to make this site live. So Jessica had previously built this website in Wix, and now we need to switch the domain from Wix to Squarespace. So we're going to go into settings and we're going to go into domains. We're going to choose use a domain I own because she already has the domain www.mindandmoonmassage.com. And it's going to give us 2 options: transfer the domain to Squarespace or just connect the domain. Sometimes I encourage my clients to host their domain off of Squarespace, but in this case, I'm just going to have Jessica transfer the domain from Wix to Squarespace. So it's telling us, before you get started, check your current registrar and prepare your domain for transfer. Domains can take up to 15 days to transfer. So it looks like we need to log into our current provider to unlock your domain and copy your transfer authorization code. So let's go over to her Wix dashboard. And we are going, this is the first time I'm doing this, so we're doing it together. So we're going to settings, we're going to go to manage domain, and it looks like unassign from this site, edit contact info, manage DNS records, transfer away from Wix. So that's what we're going to do. It's giving us this warning: if you choose to transfer, the following will occur. Site visitors won't be able to find your Wix website. That's okay, because we're going to get the other website up and running. You won't be able to use mindedmoonmassage.com in this account, etc. She doesn't have an email account connected already. So we're going to go for it. Transfer domain. If you still want to transfer, here's what you need to know. As soon as I click I still want to transfer, we'll send a transfer authorization code to mindedmoonmassage@gmail.com once you get this code. So I'm going to click the button, and then I'm going to stop the video temporarily because Jessica is going to have to get that code for me, and then we will go back to Squarespace and we'll be able to enter that code. Okay, I'm back and I got the code from Jessica, so let's go ahead and put it in. Save and continue. Now we need to sign up. We need to register. So I went ahead and registered the domain under Jessica's name, and I skipped that part because it contains a lot of personal information. And this is the page that it brought me to. Your registration is processing. You'll get notified by email when registration is complete, and it has the receipt for her charge for the year. It's a $20 charge for this domain for the year. And then it's prompting us to launch our website. So the next step is that we need to choose a subscription for Jessica's website. So let's click on that now. Okay, that brings us to this page. It's letting us know we don't have any active subscriptions. We're on a trial, and if we click on this arrow, it should bring us to a menu of our options for getting out of the trial and actually choosing a subscription. So we're going to click this upgrade button, and it's going to give us a couple of options. There's a personal level at $15 a month when you pay annually. So when you pay for a year in advance, you save 23 to 25% depending on which plan you choose. So if you know you're going to be in business for at least a year, it's definitely worth paying the annual if you can. If you change it to monthly, you'll see those prices go up. So for a personal account, it's $15 a month. For a business account, it's $23 a month. And if you're going to be selling anything on your site, you'd want the commerce plan at $35 a month. Jessica and I went over this menu together and looked at the different things that you get with each plan. And ultimately, we decided that the business account was the best choice for her business. She knows she's going to be in business for a year, so she wants to do the annual plan. And here are the things that are included with the business plan that she wouldn't get with the personal plan. So she's going to be able to get an email address that's jessica@mindedmoonmassage.com, premium integrations and blocks. She can use CSS on her website. And there are some commerce things here as well. So we're going to go ahead and click select, and we're going to choose that plan. And her information is already in here, so we're going to go ahead and confirm the purchase. So she is all set. Now we'll go to her website. And at this point, I think we are probably just waiting for the domain to connect. So I am going to pause the video. Once this is connected, I will finish it up and show you the completed website. Okay, it's a couple days later. I am back and I'm here to show you that the domain has been connected. So Mind and Moon Massage is now attached to this website. So if we go to open a new browser window and type in mindandmoonmassage.com, you will see that Jessica's website pulls up. You'll also notice a couple of changes, which I'll show you now. I added in a testimonials page, and it's also a frequently asked questions page, which also uses one of those accordions like we built earlier. I changed the footer a little bit, added a button. I made the telephone number linkable, so if somebody is looking at Jessica's website on their phone, they can just click on the number and it will automatically call her. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I changed the contact page a little bit. I changed colors around a little bit, but this website is looking really good. I'm really happy with it. Jessica loves it. And it's live, and anyone can go on here now and click on the button to book a massage with her, find out about her services, find out about her. So it's great. One issue that we ran into when we connected the domain, and not really an issue, but just something that you may run into when you connect your domain and something to be aware of, is that the SSL certificate needed some time to activate. So this was stuck on processing for a while. So when you would try to go to www.mindandmoonmassage.com, you would get an error that the site isn't secure. And when you'd come back to the back end of Squarespace, this area would show that this was still processing. It took about 2 hours after the domain was connected for the security certificate to become active and for the site to become live. So I think that's everything. We have walked through the very beginning of creating a website from scratch, using a template, adding pages, adding links, creating a footer. We've looked at the mobile version of the website to make sure that everything looks good there. So I really hope that this is something that's helpful for you if you are a business and maybe you can't afford to hire someone to build a website for you and you want to try to do it yourself. It's really easy, and I hope that this video has showed that it's something that you can really do yourself, and I hope that you'll try. If you are still watching this video, we're over an hour in, and that's amazing. I want to let you know this is my very first YouTube video that I've ever recorded. So if you're still watching with me, that means the world to me. It means that hopefully this was helpful and you are using it to make a website for yourself. I really appreciate that. So if this was helpful, I would totally appreciate if you would like the video. It would be even more amazing if you would subscribe to my channel. I really am hoping to create more content like this for small business owners and solopreneurs, people who are really trying to start something themselves and maybe don't have the resources to hire outside people to help. You've totally got this, and I have lots of really good suggestions and tips to help you get your business up and running. I'm wishing you incredible success with your business, and thanks for watching.